Aarav was only 6 when his world turned dark. He lost his eyesight to a sudden illness. His mother loved him more than anything in the world. She would hold his hand and whisper, "My son, you will never be alone. As long as I'm here, you'll never be lost in the dark." But fate was cruel. A few years later, Aarav's mother fell gravely ill. On her deathbed, with trembling hands, she held her husband's arm and said, "Promise me, you will always take care of Aarav. Be his eyes when mine are gone." With tears in his eyes, Aarav's father swore, "I promise." At first, he kept his word. He cared for Aarav, guiding him gently through life. But soon he remarried. His new wife brought with her new responsibilities and later, a new son. Slowly, Aarav began to fade from his father's attention. The promise grew weaker with time. His stepmother, unlike his real mother, never showed kindness. She mocked him, calling him names. Blind boy, useless child, burden. Sometimes she even told his father, "Leave him somewhere far away. He is only a weight on us." Though Aarav's father never agreed, he also stopped defending him the way he once did. And Aarav heard it all. Every cruel word, every sigh of frustration. He felt like an unwanted shadow in his own home. But there was one soul who never abandoned him. Shadow, his dog. Shadow wasn't like other dogs. He understood things. He listened when people insulted Aarav. He growled softly when the stepmother raised her voice. And he stayed close whenever Aarav cried. Shadow hated the cruelty as much as Aarav did. In his eyes, Aarav was never blind. He was his whole world. Shadow became Aarav's guide, his protector, his silent friend. Where people failed him, Shadow stood firm. Until one day, Aarav couldn't bear it anymore. Feeling unloved, he decided to leave his home. He quietly packed a small bag. Shadow wagged his tail, ready to follow, but Aarav bent down and whispered through tears, "Not this time, Shadow. You deserve better than me. Stay here, please." And he walked away, leaving behind the only being who had truly kept his mother's promise. But Shadow did not rest. He had heard everything. The stepmother's cruelty, the loneliness in Aarav's heart. And he knew this boy needed him more than ever. So when Aarav vanished, Shadow searched. He ran through streets, checked the old banyan tree where Aarav used to sit, the playground where he once laughed before darkness, and the tea stall whose smells Aarav loved. But each place was empty. Finally exhausted, Shadow reached the riverbank. Just as he heard it, Aarav's weak, breaking voice, "Help! Someone! Help me!" Aarav was drowning, dragged by the weight of his bag, his blind eyes wide with terror, his arms flailing helplessly. Without hesitation, Shadow leapt into the rushing water. Fighting the current, he reached Aarav, gripping his shirt in his teeth. With all his strength, he dragged him back to shore. On the muddy bank, Aarav coughed, crying, his hands clutching Shadow's wet fur. You came for me, even when I left you." Shadow pressed close, tail weakly wagging, eyes shining with a love stronger than any promise. Aarav broke down, whispering, "I'm sorry. I thought I was alone. But you never left me. You are my eyes, my family, my life. I'll never leave you again." And from that day forward, no matter what shadows surrounded them, the boy and his dog walked together, because true loyalty, true love, never abandons you, even when the whole world does.